Well, good morning or good evening whenever you watch this. It's a good time if you're watching a story. It's always a good time with a story and a book. I am Mrs. Vicki, and I'm here to read you a story today. And you're watching from perhaps home. Maybe your home is a house. Maybe your home is an apartment. Maybe you live on a farm. Maybe you live with Grandpa or Grandma. I don't think anybody's watching from a tree house. Probably not from a fort, but soon those days will come. But thank you for joining today. And I have a story about Ruby. Ruby finds a worry. And I know that there's children out there, perhaps you, who do worry about things now and then. We adults certainly do. And this little girl named Ruby has a worry that shows up as a blob. And the more she worries, the bigger it gets. And I'll explain as we go, because the same thing has happened to your moms and dads, sisters and brothers, and grandpas and grandmas. So she finds a worry, and right now her worry is a bright yellow. But Ruby's not smiling. So now she's a little worried about the worry. Here she is on a happy-go-lucky day. It looks like she's skipping, hopping down the sidewalk. This is a beach picture, and nobody in that picture looks worried. So let's begin with our Ruby. Ruby loved being Ruby. Now that's pretty cool all by itself. If you love yourself, you're doing just what Jesus wants you to do. She loved to swing up high, which I even used to do. And she loved to explore wild, faraway places, which happens to be her backyard, because that's as far as she can go right now. She's too little to wander by herself. Sometimes she went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. She's digging up the garden. Ask Mom before you dig up your garden. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day she discovered a worry. And the worry isn't happy, because worries usually don't make you happy. It wasn't a very big worry. About that big. Make a circle with your pointer and with your thumb. In fact, it was so small that at first Ruby hardly noticed it. Of course, when I eat an ice cream cone, I hardly notice anything around me. And then the worry started to grow. Oh, and Ruby has this look like, "You've got to be kidding. Why are you following me?" Each day it got a little bigger. Well, now if I take my pointer and my thumb, I can't even close them. That's how much bigger her worry is. It just wouldn't leave her alone. Ruby has an imagination. She's made herself a flying dinosaur. She colored it first. She has crayons. And the worry followed her, even on her ride with her flying dinosaur. And now it's even bigger. It was there at breakfast, staring at her over the cereal box. The worry isn't even letting her forget that it's there, and it's bothering her even at breakfast. It was there at breakfast, and it was still there at night when she brushed her teeth. And Ruby has a mad face. She's upset. The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. Now they're all looking pretty jolly and happy and busy, and she looks about ready to cry. So she's really not forgetting. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal. Wow, look at that worry. but it wasn't. The worry was always there, excuse me, stopping her from doing the things that she loved. Now look how big the worry is. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. Birthday, piano lessons, bike riding, there it was. What if it stayed forever? Ruby didn't realize it, but she was doing the worst thing that you can do with a worry. You worry about your worry. Oh my goodness. Now the worry was enormous. Oh my goodness, I would need to have 2 hands up. It could hardly fit, excuse me, in the kitchen at dinner time. It filled up half the school bus. She took it with her on the school bus. And it took up whole rows at the movie theater. Now, if I was going to circle the worry, I'd need 2 hands and probably my foot. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never be happy again. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone at the park. He looked how she felt, sad. And then she noticed something else hovering right next to him. Could it be a worry? It was. Ruby realized she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and as he told her, the strangest thing happened. His worry began to shrink. Then Ruby did the best thing you can do if you have a worry. The best thing you can do if you have a worry, and it doesn't cost any money. You talk about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. Here, here, size of my thumb, size of my pinky nail, and half a pinky nail. Soon both of their worries were gone. Oh, be patient. Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Oh, is she happy? And now she has a new friend besides. Of course, that wasn't the last time she ever had a worry. Everybody gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for long. I just had a worry the other day, on Friday as a matter of fact. That was 2 days ago. It started in the morning. I took it home with me because I was at a school helping out on Friday morning. I took the worry home. I laid on the couch thinking I would have a nap, but the worry was there. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And pretty soon I wasn't smiling. So I called a friend at school. And we talked for a long time. By the time the phone conversation was done, I thanked her for listening. And when I got off the phone, my worry was gone. And the next thing you know, I had to worry about what I was going to make for supper. But we figured it out. That worry lasted exactly 5 minutes and it was gone. So when you have a worry, boys and girls, talk to somebody. A friend, a brother, a sister, grandma, a teacher, mom and dad, of course. Have a good day and may you have no worries. Love you. Toodaloo.